Hey people of VC, it's Andy, Cloudy Milder. Um, I've just realised that I've gone double Maiden, which I hope is not a heavy metal faux pas, but this video isn't about Iron Maiden, it's about Helloween and specifically the album, the live album, United Alive. Now I've often wondered what it'd be like to see a show where a band, invite some of their former members back onto the stage. Imagine watching Iron Maiden with Paul Di'Anno doing Paul Di'Anno songs, Blaze Bayley doing Blaze Bayley songs, and Dickinson doing his songs. Anthrax with Turbin, Belladonna, and Bush all at the same gig. Judas Priest, Rob Halford, and say Ripper Owens at the same gig. Well, on United Alive, Helloween did just that. Kai Hansen and Michael Kiske rejoined the band, and it worked seamlessly. So obviously, it must be quite difficult for Michael Kiske and Andy Derris to work together. But from what I've read and from what I've seen and from what I've heard, it's the chemistry was there, and it was about a marriage made in heaven, but it produced a pretty damn good album. Now, United Alive, the album itself was released in 2019. I think recordings took place around 2017, 2018 on this massive world tour, biggest world tour that Helloween have done since the 80s, I believe. And I knew when this album was coming out that I would want to hear it. But it was a 3 CD set, and I figured, well, I wasn't going to pay those prices for a new CD. I rarely buy new CDs when they come out. I like to wait around. But it has been a release that has kind of maintained its value and its price since it was released last year. So I pretty much decided I would wait. I would get the CD, or I would maybe get the Blu-ray, depending on which one had come down first. But I never expected to end up with not one, but two box sets covering all 4 formats that it came out in. So how did we end up in this situation? Well, back in March, I was on holiday. I was lucky enough to get a holiday this year, and I was actually at Taronga Zoo in Sydney, Australia. And we were having lunch, and I connected up to the free Wi-Fi they had there, and I noticed that I had an email from Amazon, and it said I had a previous purchase I had made had qualified me for a 30% off a selection of turntables or vinyl, but the voucher was going to expire in just over a week's time, certainly before I'd got back home. So I started browsing through. I didn't need the turntable, so I started browsing through the available records, the vinyl that they had, and there was only one thing that interested me remotely, and that was this. It was the 5 LP box set. Now this retails, or certainly at the time, it was over 65 UK pounds. But in the voucher, it was going to be around 45. Now, this is 5 LPs of the one concert in Madrid, Spain. And it's not something I would necessarily go for on vinyl, because 5 LPs is a lot. And I like listening to certainly live albums all the way through. And this is, 2 hours, 40 minutes, and it's a lot of changing of records and turning it over each side. So 5 sides. The first 5 sides are the concert in Madrid, and then the 6th side is kind of bonus material with stuff recorded, extra tracks recorded in Santiago, Chile, Prague, Sao Paulo, and the Wacken Festival in Germany. So I thought, what the hell? The voucher was going to expire the week. There was nothing else there, and I thought, to get this for 45 quid, I thought I'd say, because I thought even if I don't like it or I don't play it, there's always a chance to maybe flip it later on. Even though I know I probably wouldn't. I always say I'm going to sell stuff and I never get around to it. But by it I did, and I had to send a message to my parents to actually go around my house and make sure, because I knew it wouldn't get posted through the box. And the postman would probably leave it outside the house, and I didn't want it there for the next couple of weeks while I was away. This still retails for about, it's £63 on Amazon as I post this video now, so I still think I got a fantastic deal for it. I only got around to playing it this week, actually. Carved out some time and listened to it start to finish, all 6 sides, and I knew straight away that I would have to get this on Blu-ray as well and see the concert footage. So I went on to Amazon and I was searching around, and the Blu-ray itself, which is a 2 Blu-ray set, was going for £22. The standard DVD edition was £27, which seems kind of ridiculous. That's a 3 DVD edition, and the 3 CD set of the concert was £16. But then I spotted this. Now this is called the earbook version, and it contains the Blu-ray, the DVD, and the CDs, and it was selling for £22.50. And a quick look on Camel price checking sites show that it had never been this cheap on Amazon. So I thought, someone is telling me that I need to buy this edition. So this week now I have ended up with all possible versions of this album possible, but it's one that is worth having on all possible versions, though I doubt I will ever actually watch the DVD version. I did watch the Blu-ray last night, and that's 2 hours 47 minutes. What I didn't realize is the video, the DVD Blu-ray versions, it isn't exactly the same as the United Alive in Madrid, the LP and CD version. So this is just the Madrid concert, but the DVD is a mixture of tracks from Madrid, Sao Paulo, Brazil, and Wacken Open Air Festival across 2017 and 2018. So I thought I would just give a quick walkthrough of what you get in these sets, because they're both really well done. Here's the hype sticker for the earbook edition. A heavy metal dream come true, the live sensation with the ultimate Helloween cast, consisting of all 7 metal heroes. And these are all out on Nuclear Blast. So we start off with the 3 CDs. Every single disc in here has a different sort of custom label. The book, the only disappointing thing about the book is that there's pretty much no information with it. I would love to have seen a full list of all the live dates, excuse the glare, but it is literally just concert pictures. It's done really, really well. And there's just like there's not even a profile of each member of the band, just a sort of picture and their name. But as I say, it's done well. I just wish there was a little bit more to read in it. And obviously, Kai Hansen was the vocalist on the first Helloween album. Michael Kiske then did the next 3 or 4 before Andy Derris came in. And I have to say that I'm not that familiar with the Andy Derris era. I recently picked up, as a result of listening to this actually this week, I've picked up Master of the Rings, which took me a few listens to get into, but I kind of tried to get in the mindset that Andy Derris, is not Michael Kiske, and the Helloween that Andy Derris is in is not the same Helloween in terms of sound as the version of Helloween that I particularly love, those first 3 albums. And once I kind of got my head around that, I started to enjoy it a bit more. I also have Rabbits as well, which is I prefer it because I've heard it more. But again, so pictures of each band member, concert shots, really, really well done. Beautiful photographs. And then as we come towards the end of the book, we've got the 2 Blu-rays here. The first Blu-ray is the full show, which I watched last night, which is absolutely fantastic. They do a great job of, the whole band is pretty much on stage the whole time. So if they're playing Walls of Jericho, they've still got the three guitarists there, and it works really well. And there's a documentary a very short documentary on the bonus video discs, where just interviews with a band member, and they're quite honest about, they talk about each other. They all talk about each other, and it's great to kind of see that the chemistry is there. So they were both singers, Kiske and Darius, were worried about, how would it work with two of them, whether there would be egos and all that. But when they sing together, they complement each other really well. There are some songs that Kiske originally sang on that he sings. He's the only vocalist on stage at the time. There are ones from the Darius era where he's the only one on stage at the time. And there are times when they sing each other's era songs together. And as I say, it works really, really well. I have to say, Michael Kiske's voice still sounds absolutely amazing. I still think he's a far better singer than Darius. But as I say, the combination of the two together, Darius is a bit more not growly, but a bit more on the throatier side, and then Kiske can just do those soaring high notes, absolutely superb. And Kai Hansen as well. He does a medley on here of Starlight Ride the Sky, Judas, and Heavy Metal is the Law, and it's and you can kind of see from it actually on the DVD version why he didn't want to be the singer of Helloween. Because the difference between him singing and playing, he's very static when he's singing and playing. And when he's playing, you can kind of see the joy and the emotion of him playing. And you can tell he's an absolute rock star. I mean, take nothing away from the two other guitarists in Helloween, but they're pretty static on the stage, and there's very little emotion shown from them. They play well technically, but on stage there's not a great deal to look at. But Hansen, he feels every note, and just his movement on the stage is, you couldn't take my eyes off him when the camera's on him. Absolutely fantastic stuff. So yes, those were Blu-ray. As I say, at the back here we have the DVDs as well, which I probably won't actually watch, but it's great to have it all together. So that's your earbook edition. Now the LP box is the same as the CD release, whereas the CDs, there's 3 covering the full Madrid concert, and the bonus tracks, there are 5 LPs on here, so you have to put a bit of a shift in, and you get a little bit of exercise obviously between each side. There's generally 2 or 3 songs per side, and what you lose, I think, on the LP version is the fact that you have to keep getting up, so you kind of lose that momentum of the concert. And ultimately the best way of experiencing this album is through the Blu-ray, in my mind, because you can just play it start to finish if you've got a spare 2 hours 50 minutes to do that. But it's a well put together box set. Each of the 4 of the 5 tracks all have the similar sort of front cover here. They all have polylined sleeves as well. Absolutely fantastic touch by Nuclear Blast. So on this one we've got Darius and Kiske. On this one we've got, we have to excuse my pronunciations, but is it Weekaf and Hansen? So Weekaf being the original guitarist. Sasha here, the other guitarist. And that's Marcus, the bass player, also another original member. Great shot of all 7 together there at the bottom. And the 5th LP is a little different. It's in green, and we've got Danny, the drummer, gets a whole side to himself there. Also included in the LP version are 5 cards that all spell out Helloween. If I had 5 hands, I would show you, but they all have just a little bit more information on who. Some of this information is also in the book of the earbook one. So there's a handwritten note by Andy Darris on the H, on the L. We have some live shots, a pumpkin in the middle, the guitarists, and on the we we have some more live shots, the 2 vocalists in action there, and for the N we've got a collage as well. All these shots I think are also in the earbook edition. So there you have it. What started off as me hoping to get a CD at a cheap price, I have ended up with the 2 box sets. Like I say, if I had to recommend one of these versions, I would definitely recommend this. Is an absolutely superb live album. You can't go wrong with this. I'm sure it was a gamble for them putting together the band back together like this, and I know they're recording an album for next year, but it certainly paid off. And but if you want to experience it properly, I'd recommend getting the DVD or Blu-ray version, preferably the Blu-ray version, so you're not having to switch discs out and you get the full concert experience. But they all sound absolutely fantastic. Brilliant job by Nuclear Blast. Let me know if you've heard this album or what your favourite era of Helloween is, and particularly tell me where to go next with the Andy Darris era. I'm dipping my toe a little bit more in after I've heard some of the songs on here. I pretty much gave up on Helloween after Keepers 2, I have to admit. Let's say I've picked up Master of the Rings, and I've picked up Rabbit's album. Time of the Oath as well. I got that today, very cheap on eBay. So I'm going a little bit Helloween crazy at the moment. So let me know where to go next. Thanks for watching. Catch you again soon.